Hello everyone, this is Christopher Main, programmer for VerticalThird. In this video we're going to explore the loot table options available in VerticalThird. To follow along, you can open up the level example game map and head to the character spawn area. Let's create a new folder and name it database_NewGame. We are going to start by modifying the existing AI to drop something different. Here I am selecting a tier 0 enemy spawner noted by the green cylinder. I hit Ctrl D to duplicate and drag it over to the center of the starting area. Note that there is a separate video in the description that goes through the details for the AI spawner. Now let's create a new loot table. Click on the VerticalThird folder and search loot table. We can click and drag the first one to the NewGame folder, then select copy. Clear the search text and click on the NewGame folder. Double click the data table to open it. You might need to make a few adjustments for the same layout. Here are a few quick notes about data tables in VerticalThird. Each data table can only be one row in length, and the row must be named new row. If you hover the mouse over options in the data table, there will be tooltips that provide additional information. Click on the VerticalThird folder and search T00 Melee Blueprint. Double click to open it. Here you might drag the window around and resize it to match my view. You will need to click the blue text at the top that says Open Full Blueprint Editor. From here, scroll down the component list and click on Component Loot. I'll make a few window size adjustments to make drag and drop easier. Click on the NewGame folder, clear the search text, and drag and drop the data table to the loot table soft variable. Note that for a character to drop loot, this option has to be checked. We can safely close this window out now. Now we need to make a few adjustments to our spawner. Slide the data table to the left and click on the AI spawner we created earlier. Let's remove the AI that are not melee. Expand the window to see the full name, then click the down arrow and select Delete. I repeat this process for the list below, leaving only index 0. To recap, the data table should read Action, Actor Spawn, AI, T00, Melee, and the index below should be 0. I'm changing the respawn time to 3 seconds, with a time variance of 0 seconds. Click the 3 dots by the play button and verify is set to new editor window. And select advanced settings. We want to make sure always on top is enabled. You can close this window after. Move the data table back over to the right, then click play. Make some adjustments to your play window so it's set up in a similar fashion. You can use the middle mouse click or the Windows key to unlock the mouse. Here I'm going to run over and pick up all the cheat gear. I open the inventory with I. Then I right click each piece to equip it. Now we can go over the loot table options. To simplify, I'm going to click the trash can and delete everything. Then I'm going to click on the plus icon and add a new index. I'll now click the arrow to expand the list. Once more, I'll click a plus sign to add an item to the list. The first section is the loot table that you want to drop. As an example, let's search for loot, food, cheese. The drop type distinguishes who will be able to pick up the loot. World loot will drop one item that everyone can see. The first to pick it up will receive it. Personal loot will have a chance to drop for each player that has damaged the enemy. This loot will only be seen by the player that scores a drop. Quest is the same as personal loot, but it will verify you have a quest associated with this loot. If you do not, it will not have a chance to drop for you. Let's set the drop type to world, and the drop chance to 1, which equals 100%. Here I test the drop to see if it is working by defeating the AI. Looking cheesy. We can add additional loot for this slot to have a variety. You can add the same item again to increase the chances of that particular item. Let's run through some basic numbers. If there's one item in the slot, there's a 100% chance the cheese will be chosen to drop. If I add a second loot, say a mushroom, there's going to be a 50% chance that either one will be chosen to drop. If I add a third loot, like an egg, there's a 33% chance for an item to be chosen to drop. If I add a fourth loot, like a pumpkin, there's a 25% chance for an item to be chosen to drop. Now I can add pumpkins 6 more times, and with a total of 10 items in the list, pumpkins will have a 70% chance to drop, while the other 3 will have a 10% chance to drop. Here I'm testing the loot table out again. Now good old RNG was not on my side here, so it took about 4 minutes to confirm each item did in fact drop. That is 1 rare egg and a whole lot of pumpkins. This whole process can be repeated for an additional slot. Right now the AI will only drop 1 item. We can add another slot with the plus icon at the top. Copy and paste the previous list and set the chance to 0.5 or 50%. Now there is a 50% chance for a second item to drop. I will repeat this once more and change the chance to 0.25 or 25%. Now there's a 25% chance for a third item to drop. I test the loot table one more time, and you can see the additional loot drops right away. My RNG is much better this time. You can consistently see there are 1, 2, or 3 drops that can spawn. This concludes our exploration of the VerticalThird loot table system. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to us through one of our social media channels or on our Discord server.